Welcome back everyone. Here we are through day 10, our tray of tiny pieces and our structure here. It's like coming right along. Hadn't done anything to this one in a couple of days, but I'm still pretty pleased with how that side turned out. Let's set you aside because I think not going to be able to touching you again either. Let's say our little house. Let's say the roof and everything worked out real good on that, I think. So I was pleased how that one worked out as well. That everything, nothing fell off after I got done last night. Let's see what else did I do. This one, you can't see it from a certain angle, but there's a little separation on the roof on the top. I didn't get them lined up perfectly, but it's still okay. And likewise, this one, not exactly perfect on the sides, and that one's a little floppy, but let's see. The things in that scale I'm not going to mess with because I just make it worse. But that's our tray of tiny pieces. I think we're done with that for the day too. Now start off putting our forms on. Last couple of pieces of material here. One material and one more piece of crepe paper. I'm not going all wonky on that one. And forgot my glue gun again. I guess that's better than leaving it on all the time too. I don't know why I didn't do this off camera, but I've already started now. So. I ordered me a new tool, but it got delayed in shipping, so it's supposedly going to be here tomorrow, but hopefully, I'm pretty sure I'll have a use for it tomorrow too. I was looking forward to using it some today. And it's not nothing that really exciting, just something I think will be handy. Alright. Now, wasn't sure to go there. Alright. That's the same as I usually do. Got a little more room to play with this one, so I'm gonna. This one's going on this, I don't know if it's technically felt or not, it's a fuzzy, it's a fuzzy soft one, so I am going to use the hot glue gun on that because I think it'll stick better. This one's a little bit tighter on the, I'm going to get that far out. Also a bigger form, so I don't think it's as important to. Shouldn't take as much to hold them in place. Each side of that. Put that down, and both of those ended up off of my. All right. This one, since it's going on the paper, I feel pretty good about just using the B7000 for it. Just going on our more piece of sort of crepe. Plenty of room to mess around with it there, but still. Okay, but This was reasonably clean. I would clean it better if I had a paper towel handy, but I've lost all of them. One of the best features to me of the B7000 is nice nozzle. This is just perfect little dots of glue just for situations like this. Thought I missed a couple there. Just throw a few in. Okay. That wobbly paper, I didn't think about that. And something on top of it here to hold it down for a few seconds. And my hot glue gun should be ready for this by now. Yep. And I'm going to do the flipping and flopping technique on this part. And last little bit here. Oh yeah, I forgot to do my whole, it's 9 minutes, 8 minutes in, but if you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step in real time. If you've seen me upload daily and just try and have fun. If you've seen any kits or builds or sets or anything you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'm always looking to add on to my list because I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube and they would never forget anything like doing an intro. And you always recommend nothing but the best projects for me. Alright, so that should be situated enough for us to move it out of the way because we're not going to use it immediately on that one. But I know we're going to need it later on tonight. Now, we're working on something else. And as well as I hope I'm going to get to that tonight. Got a couple of cutouts to do, so I'll probably get my cutting board back out. But this is a new one. New technique that I don't think I've seen before and I'm not really looking forward to. But that's part of the process. Supposedly, I think we're supposed to take these two and sort of join them together on that end, so we got a split. So that seems like hot glue gun territory to me. There, I guess like so you get both of them together. once you got them bonded, supposedly you unwind them, so you're making a branch that branches. That I'm going to have it up with 4 of them here. Okay, like so. And then we put our fruits, or beads, and some more green fuzz as our leaves. I think it's leaves. So I'm thinking back to when I did those flowers, and it worked really good to sort of dip it into the fuzz. So let's try that on this as well, since we got this. It looks like it's supposed to be pretty well coated, so I'm gonna, and hopefully I can not knock this over at some point tonight and we'll be able to get it back in its baggie. But once I got those guys situated, now I'm gonna grab a binder clip. I have one handy. Yeah, there it is. Okay. That'll be for after. But I'm just gonna try and do. Pouring down outside now. It's real nice and light. Here. Don't know if this will work or not, but in theory it should. Good coverage on both sides, the way it looks in the picture anyway. Okay, and just try to shake off the excess. Okay. I don't hate that. That's yeah, that worked pretty good, I'd say. So let's pop you in the middle there. Sort of stand you up to work on you. About to put my glue away. I'm going to need it to put these on. And just supposed to randomly apply those to our branches here. So we can do with this. Start off with some on top, I think. Just can't even pick them up, so I'm going to just get those sticky tweezers out. Okay. Spider web there. Okay. 3 more. Oh. Amazed. Evidently I've got to clog here. It's coming out in blobs. I need to clean that up. Into the middle of our glue there. Alright. I'm trying to decide if I want to tempt fate and try and put one more in. I think I could use one right there. Let's see how it goes. Tear everything apart. Okay, got the glue in there at least, so I didn't tear it all apart at that point. Alright. I'll be honest, I was not expecting it to go that well. But That looks not dissimilar from the picture. So I'm very pleased with how that turned out. Excellent. Set you aside and let that glue through this thing and try and set this somewhere where I won't knock it over. Foreshadowing, possibly. Okay, next thing, it says we work on our leaves and our sign. These aren't going to be an issue. I didn't want to cut this one out on camera because it's got all those fine little things. So that's prime time for the old X-Acto knife to come out. And so far these score lines have been spot on for these guys, so I'm going to stick with them. We get good coverage on the inside because I don't think I'm gonna. Probably should just put a dot on each leaf, but I think it'll spread out as we go in. I have found that stuff, just the friction of the heat from the friction rubbing it around seems to make that glue dry pretty quick. And same on this guy. Nice. That up and pop right over on for us. Maybe on this one, I'm going to try and do 2 extra fine lines. Pretty okay. Rubbing everything apart. Right. Let's see. I'm going to cut those out, and that'll be the end of this page. So I guess at least on to page 13 now. Make a little progress over there, I think. Get my excuse me. Figure it out. See if I can't figure out a way to. Still haven't figured out a good way to. Make these cuts easily. They're so small pieces, so it's always hard for me to. You know, they're leaves, so they don't have to be exactly the same. You don't think you have to follow the lines perfectly. Try and get close at least, though. Let's not do 2 at once. I missed the edge a little bit on that one. Go back and clean it up, maybe. I'll do the other 3 of these off camera. The bad thing is when it's one of those things where they're having us do it, then we're not going to use them. I do not understand that at all. Making all these tiny pieces and then just sort of, just set them aside and don't lose them. Maybe it's just they put them where they can fit them in the book to save pages. I say it genuinely baffles me why we're making a bunch of stuff that we don't use for days until. Okay, that's gonna do that 3 more times and set you aside. I'll do these other 3 off camera. Just move things along a little bit at least. Clean up my clippings here. Nope. I'll put them on the floor. I say this is the one I really want to do on this one because it's such a intricate little, all the cuts in there. It just seems almost unreasonable to expect people to make that. Start in the middle and pull out, basically. Because once I get down to these, I'll do those off camera too. But I just want to say this. Specifically, this section right here is what I'm really worried about. This one off that one. Off the edge. Should be able to take that piece out now. Somewhere. There it goes. I gotta hope I don't tear this other part while I'm doing the rest of these cuts. A little bit of fuzz there. I think I'm gonna not push my luck on it. So that was the one I was really concerned about. It's so detailed. I got to get my tiny scissors out and do a little shading right there. I don't know where that's. Alright, that got us. Little sign. Well, that didn't work. Sandpaper ought to be better. Yeah. That's cool. Put that in my tray of tiny pieces before I lose it now. See, the only, of course this one's going to be super easy, just a square. The arrows are a little bit, but they're nothing quite as difficult as those other ones. Like I say, this, I'll probably do the arrows with the knife as well, but this one, just asking to be done with scissors. That's easy. Do this other side. And, yeah, I guess it wouldn't hurt to do one of these. There's a little bit of detail there with the hitch there on the end. This should be easy compared to the other one. Just up, out. Trick on these, of course, is get your fingers out of the way so you can see where you're cutting. Should be. Okay. And what? That went so easy. I'll go ahead and do the other one. I wouldn't expect to go that quick. Alright, yeah. Well, that would do a little cleaning up on the other side. The other side's in good shape. So I'm not going to clean up too much. Evidently they didn't line up perfectly. But, yeah, cool. Alright, so that, I say, I am not going to do those other 3 leaves, but I will get them at some point. All that in the tray of tiny pieces. Cap on the knife before I cut myself. And then looks like I'm gonna get ready to move on to that paper we started up at the beginning of the video with, that I forgot to do the intro because of. Okay, get those out of the way. Over back to this one. And we just need, which one do I need? Okay, we just need tonight. We're only going to need these 2. Yeah. So let's just pop these guys off and leave the others on in place. Oop. On the other side of my glue. That should be okay. They're all square, so it should be. I'll try and split the middle on the glue on this part. Okay. Those. And the need here, so let's those guys. And those are more of our AstroTurf and a little plug there. We're going to need just this one on our AstroTurf. I don't know what else to call this stuff. Okay. Yeah, that one worked good. Okay, so saving this one probably for tomorrow. But meantime, let's see, this is stone, so I think that's what this is supposed to be. And this is, I threw away the label on it, but yeah, seat stone, small mountainside. Okay, so this is, which makes sense, it's got grass on it. Okay. Supposedly, all we do is wrap it up and stick it, and then trim off the excess. So, okay. So I'll make sure we get it good coverage on it. So I'm going to do the old Gorilla Super Glue. Like I've been doing these, just anchor one side and wrap it the rest of the way around. Nice, not that heavy a coat, nice light coat. Spread it thin. And let's get you on there, sort of centered. And pressure. And that'll come around there. But evidently we're supposed to wrap it like basically like a Christmas gift, basically what I'm seeing here. So I'm going to go this side, then I'll trim these down, the excess off the edges, and then wrap them in that way. Yeah, that's my plan. And quick update on our branch. I'm still pleased with that. Just saw it sitting there, but figured I wanted to share it again. More than that. Okay, there it goes. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm just going to trim. Won't take much trim. So we're just trying to cover up the ends, and the bottom is supposed to be pretty much open, from what I can tell. That on, I'll figure out how to do this best. Okay, maybe. Okay, just gonna do the corners. Wrap. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'm gonna. Gonna glue that one down, then wrap those two around the end to make it all concealed. That's, yeah, yep, okay. Plan of action has been established. Right in the middle. Keep down. Another coat on that. Some of these guys in. Okay. I have to clean up the trim there, but I think it's going to be pretty good. Yeah. Okay, that worked. Peel them back. I'm eventually going to make me like an anchor base or something for this stuff so I can use it with one hand. And that, reasonable facsimile of what we're supposed to get. Clean on the bottom, cover on top. There's a little bit right there. Yeah, I'm satisfied with that. Excellent. Now, another tricky part. Okay. This is another one of those. They're both the same on this one at least, but one of those round, concave, hollow deals. Okay, so it says. So I'm going to put this on. They're saying put this on first. I'm going to put this on after, because I think that'll make my life easier. They're basically, I'll make sure we get them, they're not, they have to be facing the same way. But basically they're saying, do this here, and then wrap it around. It should go all the way around. So let me get out a piece of acrylic to catch all my excess glue. I'm feeling this might be a glue gun situation. That's kind of, yeah. I'm gonna anchor it with the glue gun and use the B7000 along the edge, then anchor the other end with the glue gun. That's my plan going forward now. So just dab on the end here. Here. Yeah, like that. Add the edge. And pull that off. Okay. I think I'm going to try. Let's see. Doing that. Do both of them straight edged. It's supposed to be a mountainside, so it doesn't have to be perfectly even, but something about like that. So. Here. Much easier to place when you got it facing you so you can see the edge. Access there. Now, in theory, these guys should. Well, that's not even close to what they got the picture of. Oh, it's supposed to go the other way. Okay. Yep. Let's do that. Minimal damage. There's the inevitable mistake. Inevitable failure, I guess. Yeah. Okay, that does make more sense. Okay. Fix this there. I think I got a frog on my back porch. I'm croaking out there. Okay, cap off there. Okay, take two. Lined up. And you. Spin them so I can see the edges both times this time. Okay. Now, like that. Just found my empty bag from the green stuff and forgot what it was. Okay, now, in theory, no, not Siri. My iPad constantly wants, my iPad must be lonely, it always wants to talk to me. That's still not long enough. I did do it differently. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, they show it having like an overhang on both sides. Okay. Yeah, that's not. You're getting a little generous, but I wouldn't that. Okay. New plan. I'm gonna make my own piece of mountainside or whatever this is supposed to be. As we pass the 45-minute mark, I've got plenty down here to make a new one. I'm just going to make it extra long and trim it back as I need. So, let's move. That should be ample. Oops. Let me grab. I found that piece of. Small mountainside. There you are. Okay. Seems to be that tall or that wide. So let's see how stable my hand is on this part. Turn that off of there, maybe. Put the next batch on, that'll melt it too, but let's make sure I'm, and actually, bend this the other way to see if it'll be more, get some curve in it. Oops. Almost done with the thing. I forgot to put Snoopy on. Okay, so here, maybe I will just do one side. I got a little tear there, so just snip it off. So maybe it's one side at a time is the way to go. Okay, definitely got plenty now. So, here, wrapped around back. Okay. I don't feel as bad about messing it up now because I think it wasn't all my fault at least. Around. Okay, maybe I do need both sides on. Looks like it's going to be twisting pretty bad if I don't, so. This is just a nightmare trying to get this. Okay. Okay. Next plan. No, I don't think I was about to try and do a score on that. I don't think that'll withstand it. Tell you what, we're about to not have this thing on. Okay, so I guess one side at a time. I don't think I got any choice but to do the hot glue gun on this one. I don't think I'm going to have the patience to hold it in place long enough for the actual glue to set. And vicious twist. Hopefully it'll straighten out when I put the other side on. It is not straighten out. Okay, how important is this thing? Do I see it anywhere in there? Yeah, I do. It's right up front. No way this thing survives. Without some reinforcement in there at least. Yeah, I'm going to find something to stick in there to reinforce it. It's not. Let's see, how tall is this thing? Okay. Too tall for that. I think that's going to be my solution. Get in there, because I say with this crepe paper, there's no way I'm going to be able to do anything with that. So, into the breach you go. fly in here. Okay. That stabilizes it some. Let's see, I think it looks like there's enough stuff around it where it won't show. So I'm just gonna close that up there. I think that's one of those, that's the spirit of the build. I just happen to have that scrap piece there just for occasions like this. This end looks a little tighter, so let's use that for our top. And that's where our little patch of AstroTurf goes. And I'll actually stick with hot glue because it's a little, it may not show, it's a little recessed there, so I need some thicker stuff to make sure it stays in place. Okay. Well, let's see. I'm not surprised I had issues with that because, like I say, the crepe paper isn't. That needs to be like, almost needs to be poster board or something to be firm enough to make that kind of structure, because it's supposed to stand up like that in the final display from what I see. If it's the thing I think I see in the picture. Now I'm worried about what else we're going to use this crepe paper for. Okay, I found it. How many pieces are left? There's 3. Okay, looks like 2 of them are just going to be wrapping around wood, which is the proper use for it. It's not structural. This fly is really bugging me. but okay. But I'm going to call that a night. Got our they're calling it a small mountainside, our little stone, our branch, which I think was the highlight of the night. And of course our little signs over here, and our leaves. I still got to finish up at some point, but I'll say another small steps make large projects, I guess. Every journey of 1,000 miles, 1,000 with the first step or something like that. But thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share, do whatever you want to with all that. Be good to one another, stay safe, and click on a link. There's my channel up there if you'd like to subscribe. There's my other channel where I do experiments a couple of times a month. Over here is what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and that is going to be the playlist for this whole build. See you tomorrow.